Well, I'm sure you watched that Senate committee session last week. It was very refreshing to see anyone from the energy sector talking to politicians and offering alternatives to what's happening at the moment, and on the condition that they don't actually want any subsidies.
Well, I think that's a wonderful ploy. The nuclear industry has been around for a long period of time. In this country, we have a reactor that's been here since, for about 60 years. We now are on the second reactor. The first one was HIFAR and the second one was OPAL. That reactor has been going for a long period of time. We are a nuclear country. We've been using nuclear energy to make medical isotopes for a long period of time. We've got it close to Sydney Airport because these isotopes decay very quickly. We have to get these isotopes made in the reactor to the airport and then shoot them off to Broome or Darwin or East Timor or the offshore Pacific Island nations in offshore Australia. So we already have nuclear technology. We've had nuclear technology in submarines and ships since the 1950s. This is old technology which keeps getting made better and better and better. And a good analogy would be to look at cars, say cars made in 1910. They were pretty primitive. The car today is a fabulous modern feat of engineering. So too with nuclear engineering. Now, with wind and solar, there have been some very slight technological advances made, and that's the shape of the blades, that is the composites used in the blades. But in effect, it's old technology. Why should they be getting subsidies? Why should we be subsidising power that doesn't deliver 24/7? So the best thing we can do for power in Australia is to immediately stop subsidies. And the nuclear industry is not putting up its hand for subsidies. Good on them.
I haven't used another part of Chris Bowen's cute little video that he put up a couple of weeks ago, but he got himself into a bit of trouble insinuating that nuclear waste is a massive problem. He came across looking like Homer Simpson. What is the state of nuclear waste disposal in Australia?
Well, Chris Bowen doesn't have to try very hard to make himself look stupid. He's probably the weakest cabinet minister I've seen for decades. We have nuclear waste all through Australia. Every hospital, every university, every CSIRO division is creating low-level waste. And this waste is just dispersed through all the cities, and there is no central repository for this. If you have a fire alarm in your house, that works on a nuclear material, americium, which gives out radioactive energy, and as soon as you get smoke particles between where you release the radioactivity and where you detect it, you'll get a signal. When you finish with that, you throw it out. You don't put that in a central repository. So we have nuclear material spread all over the country. We also have a number of areas where we have concentrated waste material. This is concentrated waste from mines, for example, the Radium Hill mine that operated between 1906 and 1961, and it's got quite considerably large dumps. Those dumps have been sterilised, but that is a form of nuclear waste. We've got the same sort of nuclear waste with the dumps at Olympic Dam. Much of that stuff gets stored underground as fill, but we have waste that humans have left there. So what Chris Bowen is talking about is high-level waste. We have no storage for our high-level waste from Lucas Heights, and we have no storage of our high-level waste from our future nuclear submarines. It's about time that the minister, instead of having a whinge and saying, we can't do it, is being just looking around the country and saying, well, can we do it? How can we do it? We have some very deep mines in this Australia where we can store it. We have operating deep mines like at Mount Isa, Olympic Dam or Broken Hill. We've got, as I mentioned before, Radium Hill, a very deep mine in South Australia. It's on an isolated station. It's just on one station. It's not near any community. The nearest population is the township of O'Leary. Most people just slow down to 80 going through O'Leary, but it does have a pub and a population of 4. It has no shop. It's got a railway siding. It's 117 kilometres southwest from Broken Hill. So Radium Hill would be the perfect place. There used to be a railway line going into Radium Hill carrying heavy equipment. You can easily put that back again. Putting material on railway systems is cheap. We've got the transcontinental railway line very close by.